I wanted to come on and basically read this devotion that I had this morning. The devotion was from this book. It's called 100 Days of Faith Over Fear. It's actually my daughter's devotional, but I just was impressed to read this devotional to you, and especially to my friend Melinda that came on last night. And she came on and she was thinking about possibly starting a YouTube channel and all this stuff, but she was like, she was shy and she's afraid and all this. But I read this today and I wanted to put this out here to encourage her and to encourage anybody else that are facing fears, because I face fears as well. I have a lot of fears that I face. And one of my fears was coming on YouTube without any makeup and talking and what am I going to say and are people going to be interested? And so this devotion really touched me and I wanted to share it with you. It's called Waiting in Faith, Part 1, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, it takes faith to step forward. Excuse me. It says, it takes faith to step toward a calling or dream that God has placed on your heart. You plan, work, and press forward, not knowing how all the needs will be met, but you know it's what you're supposed to do. You have faith and trust that God knows what he's doing, and that's enough. But there's another kind of faith that can, at times, be even more challenging. It's when you see opportunity and open doors, and God says, wait. Waiting on his timing, on his instruction, can be excruciating, especially when all outward appearances seem to scream for you to move now. But having faith to wait brings gifts of indescribable peace and favor. No matter what people do or say to tempt you to move, there is a greater knowing deep down that God gives as he says, trust me. So when he says to wait, wait. And remember, he sees the bigger picture and has a greater plan than we are ever capable of understanding. Let that be enough. And I really love this devotion, and it spoke to me because I've applied for quite a few jobs in the past couple of months, and I know that I've been qualified for those jobs, and I just didn't get the jobs. And I'm like, really, God, you know that I need to get off these phones. You know that I want to move forward, and I've had more than enough experience. So I really believe that this is basically, it's just not God's timing. And sometimes we want to move and do things outside of his timing. And I'm just glad that this encouraged me, because it's been frustrating, because when you feel like you've done everything that you can do, you've applied for jobs, or you've applied for a loan or whatever, and then you're just like, the doors keep closing. But maybe sometimes the doors are supposed to close because it's not in his perfect timing. But the devotion also has some Bible verses. It says, be still before God and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in his way. Psalms 37:7. And then the next one is James 5:7. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruits of the earth and is patient with it until it receives the early and the late rains, James 5:7. And then it says Hebrews 6:13-15. When God made a promise to Abraham, since he had no one greater to swear by, he swore by himself. I will indeed bless you, and I will greatly multiply you. And so after waiting patiently, Abraham obtained the promise. And Psalms 27:14 says, wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your hearts be courageous. Wait for God. And then there's a prayer. It says, Lord, we confess it is hard to wait. Yes, it's really hard to wait, especially when circumstances are pointing to the fulfillment of our dreams. We want to be in the center of your will and experience the blessing that you bring. So we will wait. Please give us the patience and discipline to remain still until you say it's time to move. And that was an amazing devotion today from this book. It's called 100 Days of Faith Over Fear. I didn't write it. It's a devotional journal by Lisa Stilwell. It's my daughter's journal, and I read it because sometimes it's hard to have faith, especially when you are waiting. Like I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I want to I want to do some things with my music, and just, we all have these dreams, and sometimes it feels like our dreams aren't moving as fast as we want them. So with that, I just wanted to share that with you. And God is still good. He's still on the throne. And even though these jobs that I thought that I needed and I thought that I wanted, didn't work out in my favor, I'm sure it's working out for my good, because he said everything, not just some things, but all things work out for our good. So